Hello friends, welcome back to Dream Degree. Let's discuss about the concept of Orientalism by Edward Said. Edward Said, a Palestinian American scholar, revolutionized post-colonial studies with his seminal work Orientalism, published in the year 1978. In this book, Said critiques the vast historical, culture, and political views of the East, highlighting how these perspectives have been constructed and perpetuated. Said's concept of Orientalism reveals the power dynamics embedded in knowledge, production, and challenges Western representation of the Orient. Defining Orientalism. Edward Said defines Orientalism as a framework through which the West or Occident perceives and represents the East or Orient. This framework is not a neutral or objective study of Eastern societies. Rather, it is a constructed discourse that serves to assert Western superiority and justify colonial domination. Orientalism, according to Said, is a pervasive cultural attitude that frames the East as exotic, backward, uncivilized, and inherently different from the rational and progressive West. Said argues that Orientalism is not merely an academic field, but a broader cultural and ideological process that influences literature, art, media, and policy. It shapes how the West understands and engages with the East, reinforcing stereotypes and power imbalances. The production of knowledge. Central to Said's argument is the idea that knowledge production is intertwined with power. Drawing on the theories of Michel Foucault, Said possessed that knowledge about the Orient is produced within a context of unequal power relations. Western scholars, writers, and policy makers create and disseminate knowledge about the East that serves Western interest. This knowledge is not objective but constructed to maintain and legitimize Western dominance. Said illustrate these points by examining various literary and scholarly works from 18th and 19th century, showing how these texts depict the Orient in a way that reinforces Western ideologies and imperial ambitions. For example, he discusses how depictions of the Orient as mysterious and irrational justified colonial intervention and control, stereotyping, and representation. Said's analysis highlights how Orientalist discourse relies on stereotyping to create a simplified and distorted image of the East. These stereotypes portray Eastern society as monolithic and unchanging, ignoring their diversity and complexity. Orientalism depicts the East as a timeless place, stuck in history, in contrast to the dynamic and progressive West. Such representations have profound implications. They shape Western perceptions and policies, influencing how the East is treated politically, economically, and culturally. Orientalism justifies colonialism by portraying it as a civilizing mission, a way to bring order and enlightenment to a chaotic and primitive region. The role of Orientalism in modern context. While Said analysis primarily focuses on historical texts and colonial contexts, his insights remain relevant in contemporary discussions about the Middle East and other Eastern regions. Orientalism continues to shape media portrayals, political rhetoric, and public perceptions, often framing modern geopolitical issues in terms of a clash between a rational democratic West and an irrational despotic East. Critics and contributions. While Said's Orientalism has been widely influential, it has also faced criticism. Some scholars argue that Said overemphasizes the hegemony of Orientalist discourse and underestimates the diversity of Western representations of the East. Others critique His reliance on literary texts and question whether his analysis adequately addresses the economic and material dimension of imperialism. Despite these critics, Said's contribution to post-colonial theory are undeniable. His work has inspired a vast body of scholarship that examines the cultural and ideological dimensions of colonialism and its enduring legacies. Orientalism has also prompted scholars to critically reflect on their own research practices and the power dynamics involved in the production of knowledge. Conclusion. Edward Said's concept of Orientalism provides a powerful critique of how the West has constructed and perpetuated image of the East. By revealing the ideological underpinnings of these representations, Said challenges to rethink our understanding of cultural difference and the power relations that shape them. His work remains a vital resource for those who are seeking to deconstruct stereotypes and promote more equitable and accurate portrayal of the world's diverse cultures. That's about Orientalism. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.